My mom knew nothing about addiction. She has never drank in more than a few glasses of wine. Um, and she was just devastated that her only daughter was a heroin addict.
Welcome to this edition of Recovery Happens. My name is Sue Rakowski. Today, sitting down with me is Marie, who shares her story of hope and recovery.
Growing up, I didn't really think much about addiction. No one in my family was addicted that I knew of until I got older and I started just exploring it on my own. When I was younger, everything was fine as a kid until I got a little older, probably around 8 or 9. Things started going south with my dad. He struggled a lot with mental illness and he ended up committing suicide in 2001. And at the time, I was so young that I didn't really, know how to handle that. And I think as I got older, that kind of drew me into, experimenting with drugs and alcohol. I think I was 14 or 13 for the first time when I drank alcohol. And I got blackout drunk the first time I ever did anything. Things just kind of slowly over time got worse, and I didn't like I said, no one in my family was addicted to drugs. I was the black sheep. My entire family was, a good Christian family. I was 19 years old when I tried heroin for the first time, and I had been using opiates for years before that, and it just progressed. When my family first found out I was addicted to heroin, I think that it was a shock. I don't think that they ever thought that I would do that. When they first found out, I wasn't using it IV yet, and I went to rehab. And it wasn't until I got out of rehab and relapse that I started using it IV. And my mom knew nothing about addiction. She has never drank in more than a few glasses of wine. And she was just devastated that her only daughter was a heroin addict. When I came into recovery, I did not go to treatment. I got on the Vivitrol shot, and I moved into a 3-quarter house. I moved to a different county, and I moved into a 3-quarter house, and that is where I got clean initially. And it was kind of on and off for me at first. I wasn't, fully committed. I had relapsed a couple times. And I just finally decided that I was sick of repeating the same mistakes over and over. And I decided to give recovery my best effort. And that's when my life truly started to change, and I started to change as a person. I had to give myself that chance. In addition to going to 12-step groups and working with other people in recovery, I attended a lot of counseling. I had a lot of trauma in my life, and I definitely needed to work through that once I got clean. And it helped me a lot to just talk about things that I never had talked about, or to share things that I hadn't shared in a long time with someone who was a professional. Life is great now. I have a son. I have an 8-month-old son, and I have a boyfriend, and we have a home. And it's not just to me about the materialistic. It's about how I feel and who I am today. And I actually feel like I like the person I am today. Not that days go by where I'm not hard on myself and I don't question the things that I do, but I feel overall that I'm a good person today. And that was something that I never thought about myself. My first time trying to find recovery, I did fail. In fact, I failed many times. And that's another thing that I think is important for people to know, is that it doesn't matter how many times you fail, you can always get back up. The recovery will always be there. I've left recovery multiple times, and I came back, and it's still here for me. It's still, the people are still here, the community is there. There's a whole recovery community, and it's always there,
Thank you for watching Recovery Happens. If you know someone who's struggling, please have them call us. If you'd like to donate to our cause, please go to our page and hit the donate button. And thank you so much to our sponsor, Vision of Hope Charities.